Welcome everyone to the Watchlist, your weekly virtual TV guide right here on the Latin Nurse Network. Ready to go over all the shows, films, documentaries released on streaming over the past week. Give you our best recommendations or non-recommendations as the case may be. And of course, at the end of the show, letting you know what's coming out over the next couple of weeks so you too can create your very own watch list. Joining us as always is Senor Jaime, aka Chewy. What it is, what it was, what it shall be.
What up, brother?
A new week here. We got some shows, some big shows still going on. We got some Severance, which I haven't seen the last one. I gotta see it today. So I called Milkshake and told him I was gonna be off for a couple of days, so I'll be back into the office to catch that. If you're new to the show,
Milkshake.
if you're just joining for the first time, do us a favor, hit the notification bell, subscribe, of course. Join us here every Sunday. We break down all the shows that get released because there's always something to watch. I don't care what anybody says. With that said, something to watch right here, and that's your Friendly Neighborhood Spiderman, releasing its first 2 episodes, animated show Marvel, of course, on Disney Plus, focusing on the young Peter Parker on an Elseworld, Else Universe version of Spider-Man, not the one Tom Holland version you guys may know of the MCU. Of course, just not really an origin story, which is good, kind of, but not really. Obviously, it's Peter.
No,
They kind of started that way, but they kind of fast forwarded a few months and skip all the stuff we've seen 100 times, so that's appreciated. Of course, for Peter Parker going into high school, getting a job at Oscorp, etc., etc. And I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised by this one. I really enjoyed it. It was fun, it was light, it was cool animation. Like what's setting up, and that definitely, if you're an MCU fan or a Spider-Man fan, definitely put on the watch list. Chewy?
no, I enjoyed it, man. I kind of had a feel like this was part of the Tom Holland uh, universe because this is freshman year, and that's the high school. Is it what's it called? Brooklyn,
Or
Bronx.
whatever it is, yeah,
Uh,
technical,
yeah, I can't
whatever, yeah.
remember the name of it. And he's dressed like him, right? That original that pseudo Spider-Man
Mm-hmm.
costume he had, right? Now, obviously, in the movies, we don't get to introduce all the other characters. We don't see Harry Osborn or anyone else. So it could be,
I
maybe.
mean, that's not supposed to be from what I hear, but we do see like a Doctor Strange show up, a different version of him, I
Yeah,
guess. Like,
which is okay.
yeah,
And there's a little Iron Man Easter egg in there
yeah,
as
it's like
well. So
the multiverse, right? This could be a multi version of Spider-Man, right? But it was
yeah,
cool. Like I said, I liked it. I was entertained by it. It really was. I mean, this is one of the better shows, and so like,
yeah, yeah.
not much to hate
Agreed. I
on.
liked
So
it.
yeah, so if you're into it, for sure, definitely check that out. Dropping 2 episodes, 25 minutes, is real short, very easy watch on
Mhm.
Disney Plus. The next one here on Hulu, dropping 3 episodes. I only seen one because my wife might be interested in this, so I put pause on this one. You might have seen one just like Chewy.
Ah,
Although I did want
sucker.
to see more of it. This is an interesting show. I didn't hear anything about it. You mentioned,
No,
yeah, you.
this came out of nowhere. I noticed that. I don't think we talked about it last week. We might have
No,
missed
we
it, but I
missed this one.
saw it on.
Yeah, like I saw an advertising for it, but I'm like, it looked to me just
Yeah.
by reading it was like, it
Mm.
basically takes place the main character. I forgot his name. He is a Secret Service agent or whatever, and
Yes.
he leads the team, of course, that protects the President of the United States. Good to see Cyclops moving on, from his days as X-Men. Really climbed
Yo,
the
he moved
ladder.
on to Westworld, dude. Come on, dude. Come
That,
on.
that that's
Come
that's
on.
well, he was a robot version. He wasn't a real guy.
Oh,
Of
Jesus
course,
Christ.
Martin, his name. Who's the president, and apparently it's kind of a murder mystery because at some point, they get a lot of flashbacks going on developing the relationship between him, the president, and of course his lead agent or Secret Service,
Mhm.
whatever. And one day he finds him dead in his room, and off to the races, right? And that was a murder mystery. What happened? And it showed a little bit more. Obviously, that relationship definitely took a turn involving the death of the agent's wife, which is kind of we know she's there from the beginning of the show, and then it heads off into something I didn't see a trailer, so I didn't know what to expect, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, I did not either.
this is, and I don't want to spoil it. I just say a sci-fi element, right? Kind of, right? More or less,
I
or
mean, I
I
would say
guess, or
dystopian future
a dystopian
elements.
element, fair enough, that appears. I was like, whoa, okay. I had no idea. Like I said, I don't know if the trailers released this or not. So if you hadn't seen the trailer, I recommend you don't. But I like the mystery. It was more intriguing after finding out that twist or whatever you want, the reveal of what's
That
actually
big reveal.
happening.
Yeah.
I'll keep it very vague.
Huge, huge
Big reveal,
reveal.
and I'll keep it vague because I think the less you know, the better. But I was even before the reveal, I was enjoying it. That was interesting, the murder of the president or whatever the case is and what's going on, and the guy going to the investigation, and he didn't seem surprised by it, but then you learn the relationship soured, so that which was not surprised, but he wasn't like devastated by it. This obviously it became a tumultuous relationship. Apparently, we'll learn more about that. Very cool show though. I liked it. Definitely on the watch list, man. I wanted to see more, but I hold off on this one. It's only 3 episodes. It's a weekly release, so I'm sure I'll have plenty of time to catch up on this
Yeah,
one.
yeah, it's a weekly. They drop three. The Hulu tends to drop three and then go one
Yeah.
week to week. I think you can also. I think I saw them showing it on FX
Mm,
over the weekend.
yeah.
So if you don't have not Hulu subscribed, that you I think you can catch it on broadcast FX or cable, whatever you use. No, very interesting. Like the premise was crazy. I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then, as since you haven't seen the other two episodes, they really start diving into
I
a
figured.
lot of flashback, a lot of exposition, but necessary so you get an idea of what's going on and what's transpiring currently. Right? When I first saw it, I thought this was like the president who had retired or something, right?
That's
Because
what I was
he living
thinking
in
as
the
I'm watching it.
house,
Yeah.
wasn't the
Yeah.
White
Mm-hmm.
House, and so I was like, oh, maybe he lost the election because they talked to him saying there was a speech at the beginning of first episode saying, after my term, I go off in the sunset and do whatever I
Well,
want, and and
it's a
and I thought, oh, this was like, okay, must be
yeah.
post election or
Because
something.
when there's a
He's
5 year gap, I figure he did his 4 years and he's done, right?
Yeah, he
I
did his
guess,
four
right?
years, and
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, as a former president, you keep your Secret Service
Of
detail
course. Yeah.
for the rest of your life
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, and so it looked like that, but then you get into, whoa, no, it's just not what
And he's still
happened.
the
So
president. Thinking, why is he in his house? It was like I said, a lot of things going on, and the
yes,
reveal, and
yes.
like it's. Well, I won't even mention a comparison to another show. In some ways, out because it might give it away, so I'll leave it there. But whatever, I won't say much. I want people to
Yeah,
go
I
this
mean, you
blind.
can't give too much
Yeah,
because you don't want to ruin it for anybody
right,
who hasn't
right.
seen it yet.
So
But definitely,
yeah,
this is definitely worth the watch.
yeah,
I've seen it 3 episodes,
okay,
and so very, very, very interesting, very in depth, and they are very slowly, releasing the nuggets to try to uncover what's going
yeah,
on.
very cool show. That's the surprise of the week for sure. No doubt about it. I was not expecting this at all. So
Mhm.
definitely a good watch on Hulu for sure. Next one we got on Netflix, season 2 of Mo, which is a half-hour comedic show. We got I've had a
Second and final.
second and final season, of course. We got this. I forget his name, the real comedian, but a Palestinian descent. He's living in Houston, right next to you, Chewy. Him and his mother and his brother and all that, and they're he's a hustler, right? He's trying to do always keep his family afloat and selling stuff and a bootleg and trying to maintain the wheels going as they are trying to get asylum, of course, through the court system of the United States, get the citizenship. At the end of season 1, he finds himself in Mexico. Now season 2 picks up with that. He's trying to get back through the border, which he's not even a citizen to begin with. So very relevant to what's going on. And not only from that standpoint as far as immigration, but with the whole Palestinian Israeli conflict and all that, which is a big topic and it has been for a little bit. They don't shy away from tackling that head on, which is cool. But it's
Mhm.
very funny, and this guy he just keeps getting his own way, right? This one step forward, 8 steps back, and it's just kind of a story of his life, and he's trying to put all these pieces together, and it's kind of a mess. He's a hot mess, but it's a funny show. I enjoy it, and not afraid to get deep into subjects which we're all kind of familiar with. So yeah, it's a high recommend for me, Chewy.
No, man, I'm shocked that Netflix only gave him 2 seasons for
Yeah,
whatever reason
yeah,
because this is
it's
funny, man.
funny. That's all that matters, right?
It's obviously semi-biographical, right? Obviously, it takes experiences living here in Texas and Houston and being an immigrant and seeking asylum. But I mean, there's just some bits that are just the whole when he's talking to there's a Mike Rife cameo at the
Oh yeah.
beginning of season the first episode. And he's like, I'm not I'm not I'm seeking asylum, and he's in Mexico. He's trying to explain to him what's going on, and he's like, "Be right, welcome to Mexico." This is hilarious. The whole couscous conversation. I mean, it's just really really funny stuff,
It
man.
really is. It's a good.
Uh,
That's surprisingly good show. And I like the first season. I think this
yeah.
one's probably even better. I think personally.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. So, but this is, we get to, and that's it. So,
Yeah, I mean it's
you know,
2 seasons, but it's just short. It's one that I can recommend. Go back because you're gonna get 2 seasons. It's an easy
yeah.
watch.
But
You know.
it's just disappointing when it's good.
Correct.
We've
Correct.
seen plenty where it's not good. Okay, that's it. It cancel. We've seen,
Mhm.
but when it's really good and they decide, nope, that's it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, hoping it ends well. I think I'm halfway through this one. So hoping so far so good. I'm hoping it ends. Wrap it up nicely. I'm sure it will. So, We'll stick with season two because the next year's shows are both season twos, both on Netflix. The next one is La Chica de Nieve, Snow Girl for the Spanish Challenge. Speaking challenge here, this one, of course, first season was a good season. I liked it. That was a limited series. Apparently not. Right, just focuses on a young journalist who is in the hot trail of a missing girl. I believe ends up
an investigative
investigative
journalist,
journalist,
right?
right? Yeah.
Because so each season is a different case.
Right. This one's a new case now. It's another missing girl who, well, two missing girls, I guess. It's two different, one from years ago that might be tied to a new situation where a girl was found murdered. A lot of religious overtones to her death. And she's back on the trail again, doing what she does, and yeah, I like the first season. I'm liking the second season. I think I've seen 4 days, and it's a good,
Mm.
solid thriller. Nothing special, but it's a good, solid, well-made thriller. The pacing's a little off in this one. Like the some stuff, like okay, can we get moving? And other stuff that's so interesting. It's like, oh, not. And when they get really get to the investigation, what's really going on, that's when the show shines, right? But
Mm.
sometimes it kind of veers off into these other tangents and the other cops and it's whatever. I'm not feeling it, but still overall very cool. Recommend for me, Chewy.
No, yeah, I enjoy. It's one of the better Spanish shows, and I say that from Spain. Um, and so I'll be visiting there in October, so I'm excited. I can see the sights and
Oh,
stuff.
that's true. That's true. There's no nieve there.
Yeah, for real. But no, it's good. So if you've enjoyed these Spanish productions, this is definitely
Yeah,
up your
it's
alley.
it's a good show, good solid thriller show is basically what it is. The next one, last one to talk about here is The Recruit, season two coming out. Of course, it's been a couple years since the first season. We got this, this fresh rookie lawyer who finds himself getting a job in the CIA and then gets embroiled in this kind of agent mess that he's totally unqualified for, and this espionage situation going on. He finds himself in the middle of this season. He's back at it again, right? Just can't help himself. He's thrust back into a situation he should have no involvement in, but he is smart guy. He's a very likable guy. So season two, only 6 episodes this season. Season four, so only a couple left here.
Yeah, I
Um,
know. Disappointing. It's only 6 episodes.
yeah, exactly. I like the first season. So, True, how's season two for you?
I like it, man. This is very different than the one we talked about last week,
Night
the
Agent.
night agent, right? That's
Different
more
tones. Yeah.
grounded, good guy, bad guy situation, not overly on top of the. I mean, good action, but not exaggerated,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems plausible. This one is like I think takes it to the extreme, and where he gets into situations like he's constantly getting kidnapped. He's facing off Russian mob, other spies, I mean,
Or even like the
anything from
Yakuza. Yeah.
ISIS. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just ridiculous what he gets into. But he comes off as very smart, right? Because there's conversation he has where he's very observant and see things and notices what's going on. This one, the conversation with the Korean
Mm-hmm.
NIS agent, where he thinks he's just a regular guy. It's like he picks up all the clues and said, "No, yeah, stop fucking around, man.
Yeah.
You're not a desk jockey, man. You're a real guy." But and like obviously that led to a kick-ass action sequence, fight
Mm-hmm.
scenes in the club. Where like, oh,
Yeah.
it's good choreography, good, amazing stuff. But you expect things to be get out of control, really quickly, and then kind of meander, luckily or by chance, kind of survive and move on.
Yeah. It's a little like,
But
oh, okay, read this guy, but whatever. But it's
yeah, yeah. Well, and there's other
he's
characters
just a
that
lawyer. But damn.
the other guy who's also a lawyer, but he's so freaked out. He's like doesn't want to do anything. Just wants to sleep. Just leave him alone. He's hiding.
Yeah.
We've got like internal affairs
He's actually pretty
investigating.
savvy. Like the first season was kind of bunging around, right? But this season, I think they
Yeah,
made him more of a much better rounded character.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think yeah,
yeah. I
absolutely.
mean, listen, it's a fun show. It's a fun show, right? And
Yes, it is. But the the
it's
the
not
the, the
groundbreaking here.
titles are the titles of the episodes tell you exactly what you need to know how this shows because it's all acronyms for a line
Yeah,
in each
yeah,
show, and
yeah.
it's like okay, what is it? Oh, you got to find the line to see what that
Exactly. But
episode.
it keeps the light tone. He's super likable. This guy's super likable. The main
Yes,
character, the lawyer.
yes.
It's a fun show. I like the first season. I'm Stranger's only 6 episodes, but whatever. Listen, whatever tells the story, right? Keep it concise. I
Mm.
can't. I guess I'm not going to complain about it. I'll know at the end of the season whether it should have been longer or not. Um, I'm almost there, but it was very cool and very enjoyable. Definitely a good recommend. For, if you want to look at those little action thrillers. A Night Agent was good.
Yeah.
This is
I mean, here you have like two bookends, two different styles of,
yeah,
of spy thrillers. One grounded, okay, right? But this one's fun.
Yeah,
right?
it's
It's like
different.
so
Yeah,
crazy and
yeah.
wild, and he survives. Kind of a little, James Bond-esque as far
Kind
as
of
how
right,
he
but they
gets
had fun
away.
with it, right? They never.
Yeah, yeah, no,
It doesn't
they
take
absolutely
itself
have fun
seriously,
with
right?
it.
90s
Yes.
is different. I
Yeah,
like both shows equal. I think both shows are really cool. I think you should watch both shows, right? Both very different,
yeah, yeah,
same genre,
absolutely.
two different approaches with good
Mm.
results, right? You can't do it. So I'm enjoying it. So definitely, yeah, put on the watch list for sure. Particularly if you haven't seen the first season, I go back and watch the first season. That was really cool, fun show,
Yeah.
good character. So that's it for this week. That's a lot of cool stuff, interesting stuff. I think we'll circle back on Paradise at some point. I got a feeling.
Well,
We'll
yeah, when we get to the end. So
yeah,
we
definitely.
also should mention, we talked about the whole two season. So I just saw news earlier this week with the Sandman cancellation. Um, and so they're only making two seasons, and that's it. And
Oh,
I think that,
oh, but I kind of knew that before about them making two seasons. Yeah, yeah.
well, but I mean, no, well,
It wasn't official,
yeah, yes, exactly.
but
So
I had
now
a
it's
feeling. Yeah,
official.
I had a
Then
feeling.
it's
Yeah,
one and done
yeah,
or two and done
yeah.
for it, but not because. So this is the thing. We love season one,
She was good.
right? And
So
and
good.
I cannot believe that they came up with the excuse that, well, we've gone through the source material and we couldn't come up with two seasons. I'm like, come on,
It was
really? That's all you can do?
with the Sandman, it was a money thing. It was an expensive show, and that's why I think
Well, no, it is an
it
expect.
took a
Well,
while for
and
him
and
to
and
announce the
Neil
second
Gaiman
season.
got himself into a little hot
Well,
water as well, so that didn't help the
that
situation.
too, that doesn't help.
That really didn't help the
That didn't help.
situation. So it wasn't just the
No,
money
I know.
thing,
It was
because
a factor.
if it
Yeah,
gets viewers,
yeah.
they'll find the
Oh
money,
no, they'll
right?
find
And
it.
they had
We
viewers.
get it. No, for sure. But I took a little longer to announce the second season because of it, right? For whatever reason, they want to
Yes, yeah,
justify.
yeah, because we were like, what's going on? Why is not? I mean,
Right.
everyone's
Yeah, I
expecting
remember.
an
Yeah,
announcement.
I think there was building an audience, and it takes time sometimes. It is what it is. But yeah, so yeah, that's a great show. I love that show. And real quick,
Yeah,
Gangs in London dropped the trailer. Looked great. Can't wait for that season
I
three.
did not. Oh, I did not see it. When's it coming out?
In March, I forget what day in March. I think it's simultaneous with the. I know it's BBC, but there's another channel BBC that in London, but whatever. And I think it's an AMC Plus, AMC. I think simultaneous release in March. But the
Okay,
trailer came out. It looks wild. I'm very excited about that. So that we'll see that. I think it's early March. I'm hoping it's simultaneous.
okay.
I'm hoping they don't release it in London first, because that's how it usually goes, right? And then they bring it overseas a
Oh
few
God,
months
no.
later. I don't know, but I read some. I've gotten conflicting reports when I read that it is or it isn't, so I don't know. But the trailer
Okay,
is out. Gangs in London, great show. You can cast it on Netflix. I think it was still on there from AMC.
awesome.
Such a good show. I can't wait for that one. We've been waiting for a long time for that. But that all said, let's talk about what's coming out in the near future, immediate future, and that's next week, of course. We got a lot of stuff over the next couple weeks. I think 7 or 8 shows, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
First, starting off on the 4th, Paramount Plus, a documentary, Burden of Guilt. Not familiar with this story, but I guess it's one with.
It's one of these true detective
Yeah, it was a true crime
documentaries.
thing. I think it was a podcast
Yeah, true crime.
first. I
Yes.
think a woman who lost a brother, a young girl, and she found out that she may be responsible for it. She was never told. Something along those lines. And fascinating. It sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
So why not give that
Mm.
a chance? On the 5th, we got Celda 911, prison cell. Again, from the Spanish language challenge. Starring one of the guys from the ambulance, La Familia from an Apple Plus show. That was
Yes,
kind of cool. This
yes,
one here,
yes.
he's like a journalist, goes into prison for, I guess interview or something, I don't know, and a riot breaks out in the prisons. Now he's got to survive through that, so that looks interesting. On the
Mhm.
5th, we got Envious, Netflix. I didn't like the first
Season
season,
two.
so
No, unless a Spanish. This was a Spanish comedy,
yeah,
so
I didn't.
I like season
I didn't
one.
get to first. I didn't get to the first one. I know you did. So, but that season 2 is coming out on
Mm.
the 5th. On the 6th, we got, of course, Invincible, animated series which we both really, really like. Season 3,
Hell yeah, dude.
very ultra violent animated show on Amazon Plus.
Stellar voice cast,
Great, yeah,
top
great
to
voice
bottom.
cast. Yeah, J.K. Simmons, Walter Goggins, for example. The guy from Walking Dead, for his name. Sandra Oh, it's a
Oh,
great cast.
Stephen Yu,
Stephen Young.
Young,
Yeah, yeah.
Stephen Young. Yeah.
Great show. Yeah, I really love this one a lot. Netflix. The 6th, we got Cassandra. This is a. It sounds like an interesting premise, but I've seen this 100
This is a
times.
sci-fi one, right? With the robot.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
like a family moves to a house that's controlled by AI, whatever the case is, and
Mm.
it wants to keep them in the house. Apparently, we've seen this kind of stuff. There's a movie called AI that got released very recently. It was put on Netflix, and another movie with the same premise. It's not a new premise, right? Alexa taking over.
No,
I
no. I
get it,
mean,
but
companies latch on to the flavor of the
of
day,
course,
and
so fair enough.
sometimes it's the we had it, over the years, the plane disasters, earthquake
Plenty of
disasters,
that. Yeah, of course.
supernatural disasters, and so this is now into the AI end of the
Of
world
course, that kind of
realm.
deal. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so but listen, limited series, so it looks interesting. Why not Netflix? On the 6th as well, we got apple cider vinegar. This one here, I think it's a true story, right? Am I wrong?
I think this is a limited series,
Let
if
me
I'm not
see, but I think it's
mistaken.
a true. I guess a couple of girls who are advocates for wellness and kind of mislead the world in terms of something, or if they're really sick or not, something like that. It looks like kind of a comedic kind of show. And then on the 6th, we got on Max the Takedown. American Aryans is a documentary of, I
Yes,
guess, the
another true crime.
true crime.
Yeah, true crime docu series on Max looks interesting. So taking down the one of these white supremacist groups.
Yeah, gangs or
So I'm
whatever.
all for it, dude.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, looks interesting.
Fucking
Yeah,
Nazis.
Nazis. Get the comeuppance. The final week on the 9th, we got the return of You, the final
No,
season.
no, no, no,
Uh,
no, no, no. That's been
they
changed.
changed it.
Originally, it was supposed to come out the 9th and split between February and
Ah.
March. Now it's decided to put it all together and come out April 24th. Sorry, so they retooled it.
Well then, never mind. I was gonna download this
Yeah,
month.
forget that. Take it off the
This is
list.
about to be downloaded to go on the flight with me, but apparently not. Damn it!
Nope,
I
nope,
gotta find
nope.
another show I got download. So scratch that. So thanks for letting me know. No, my bad. On the 10th, we do have the Surviving Black Hawk Down documentary, of course.
Yes.
Of the movie was a very cool movie back in, I think, Ridley Scott, like 10, 15 years ago.
Oh yeah, it's a great
Really good movie.
movie.
Yeah, underrated. But
With the in
the
Somalia,
yeah, the Apache
the
helicopter that
incident
went
in Somalia.
down in the middle of a
Oh,
battlefield.
Blackhawk. Was it
The
Blackhawk?
Black Hawk.
Was
I'm
it
sorry.
wasn't like
Yeah,
Patrick? It was
the Black
Blackhawk
Hawk. Yeah,
helicopter.
went down. Yeah,
Yeah, so there was an operation, went south quick, some casualties, but then great movie.
yeah,
Again, that movie stellar cast. Right? I mean, go back, look at the
yeah,
movie. It's got everyone under the
yeah.
sun.
That's right.
You're like, oh, I know him. Oh,
Josh
I know him. Oh, I
Hartnett,
know him too.
Orlando Bloom was in this. A bunch of people.
I, I
That I can
mean,
remember.
Josh
Yeah,
Hartlett. I mean, like I said, up and down, great
yeah.
movie. So this is the actual documentary on the event. So I'm really interested in
This
checking
could
this
be
one out.
interesting for sure. On the 11th, we got the Witcher universe coming into light again. The
Hmm.
Sirens of
A movie,
Sirens of the
animated movie.
Yeah, I like that. We had one before the second season came out, or third season, whatever. I liked it, on the animated show. So why not? On the 13th, we got Bridget Jones returning, mad about the boy. Of course,
Peacock.
same cast. I forgot her name. Oh man, I can't think of her name. Whatever,
No.
the
Oh,
same actress,
oh,
but
jeez.
whatever. She's reprising the role. Wasn't a big fan of the
Yes.
movie, so I doubt I'll cast this show. To be honest with you, and whatever. But
But it's out there. It's
but
a
it's out
show.
there. It's a
Whatever.
popular film, so I get it. So why not? It's worthy of the mention. On the 10th, we finally get the third part of the final season of Cobra Kai. Finally
Finally,
ending
the
its
end.
run, the nostalgia porn show that it is, and we love every minute of it. As bad as it is, I'm loving it. I don't care what anybody says. It's a fun show, very fun show. So it's finally releasing this final 5 episodes that I'm watching on the plane. It's a 20-hour flight. And then, of course, on the 10th, I'm sorry, the 14th, actually. Is the 14th or the 10th? I think I got the days wrong on this one.
Which
I
one?
do have days wrong on this one. This the
I
13th.
can
It's the 13th for Cobra Kai. I said the 10th. And the 14th, my dates are wrong here. My apologies. Is on
Oh,
Showtime. It's, of course, Yellow Jackets coming back for its third
yes. The
season.
Friday 14th. That's the
Yeah, the
14th. That's
14th. Yeah.
season 3 of Yellow
Yeah, I have my
Jackets.
dates wrong here on this on the screen, so my apologies. So again, 14th, 13th for Cobra Kai, 14th for Yellow Jackets. Season 3, a very good show, no doubt about it. Very, I wish it wasn't a Showtime, to be honest with you, but this is one I'm probably gonna wait so I can see them all because my wife wants to see it and she's got to binge it because that's how she rolls. And now we
Losers.
only got to pay for a month of Showtime, not 3 months as long as it takes to see the show. Economics, you gotta balance that out.
Well, I got it because of the agency. So now I'm keeping it until I finish Yellow
Well, yeah, for
Jackets.
you,
Then I'll
yeah,
cancel.
you already had it anyway, so I get it. But it's a very cool show. That's a must-watch show if you have Showtime, or even Paramount Plus. You can add Showtime for a short bit, and all that. I think season 1 was actually on Netflix. Um, the,
Yeah, eventually they made it to
yeah,
Netflix.
season
Yeah,
one. So
but
if
yeah.
you give season 1 a chance, you probably will get hooked, and you're gonna get suckered into it again. Because I did with my wife. I had seen it already, but let's just watch it. Because I thought I had both seasons on there. I only had one. After one end, I'm like, oh my god, I only one season. Damn it! So I was forced to go to Amazon and buy the episodes. I got a good deal. It was like $10 for the whole season. I'm like, all right, I can do that. $10 for 10 episodes. So whatever, it is what it is. So I was fooled. Damn Netflix tricked me. Bastard, little bait and switch. So a lot of good stuff coming out. So we're definitely back here next Sunday to talk about next week's releases. Of course, join us every week. Hit the subscribe button, notification bell, hit the like button, help us out, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.